Hey, Coach, so first off, a week out from the first game of the season. How was practice today for you guys, do you think?
It was good. This was fun because it was our first game plan practice. So we've been going against Arizona State for a long time. So it's good to now see some Wyoming stuff and start talking about, planning for a specific opponent and diving in. So this was kind of like a mock run at a typical Tuesday practice where we're diving into our game plan.
What do you tell the guys for a practice like this? Obviously, different from the speed of fall camp, different from the kind of practice things that you're going to go through, and then for the looks, you guys are more reading, more importantly. What do you talk to the guys about consistently when it comes to like understanding, hey, now it's time to get into the flow of this game week, not just like practice?
Yeah, I think a couple things, like what we just broke it down. Number one, you have to have elite preparation. The time that they put in on their own, watching film, studying our defensive packets, the breakdowns that we give on our opponent, watching the cut-ups that we make for them, so that they need to become masters of our opponent's defense, knowing the different fronts that we're going to see, knowing the different coverages, some of the different pressures and blitzes that we're going to see, and get really comfortable with that. And then, like, for a day like today, we said is we're going to make mistakes. We're seeing a new look for the first time. So as we throw everything up on the board and we start putting some stuff on film, we're not going to get hung up on the previous play. We're going to fix it, tighten the screws, and get better. The main thing that we're going to focus on is our effort, our strain, our physicality, our finishing. Like, that's what should show up on a quote-unquote Tuesday practice. And then we'll kind of tighten the screws as we go throughout the week as far as the scheme goes. But I thought we did a good job today. I thought our guys were dialed in. And now they've got some time this weekend to really dive into the film and familiarize themselves with the scheme that we're going to see next Saturday.
Yeah, watching you individually work with the tight end group consistently, when you guys are doing like your blocking individual drills or whatever, you seem to be pushing the effort and the intensity a lot with your guys. Is that like the kind of coaching style you have your MO from when you were a high school coach as well, or is that like something you just kind of regress to?
Yeah, scheme is great, but everybody has good scheme. So I think that what makes a good scheme great is the level of attention to detail, the level of speed and physicality that the players play it with, and it's doing your job, doing it as fast as you can do it, as efficiently as you can do it. So yeah, that's a big deal for us. And then the tight end position, it's a physical position. And if you approach the tight end position like you're a big receiver and all you want to do is catch balls and you don't take pride in the physicality of the position, it's going to be hard to get on the field in this offense. So I think that's a big thing for me, is really emphasizing, coming off the ball, putting our face on people, finishing blocks, climbing blocks, straining, chasing after the ball. We call it triggering, and that's a big emphasis because we have talented players. When they get opportunities on the ball, they're going to make plays on the ball. To me, it's all the other little things that show up that make a great tight end.
Speaking of some of your talented players, I want to talk about Shaman for a second. Obviously, he's been very impressive through fall camp, and he's shown his ability to not only block but to catch the ball, run with it, make plays for your offense. What do you think his goals or his role in the team is going to be for this season going forward?
Yeah, I think it's to come in and really be a leader of the group, and not just the tight end group, but really of the offensive unit and the team. I think guys have started rallying around him. He's got a great attitude. He brings tremendous juice to the practice. He just has a little bit of an aura about him. And when your best players are your hardest workers, they're your most physical guys, or they're most dialed in to doing their job and putting in work behind the scenes, guys rally around that. So that's kind of what we're asking a lot of him, is not just to be great in our room, but really carry that over to the rest of the team and make the guys around him better.
How has that been for the rest of the tight end group depth with like Marquiston or Colston or the other guys that you're in the group?
Yeah, I think when I thought Keese and Harpo had great spring. Obviously Colston got put in an opportunity as a young walk-on freshman to get a lot of reps. He took advantage of it and earned himself a spot on the travel roster, which is awesome. He deserves it. When Shaman came in and settled in and really, I think one of the things that impressed me the most about him was how quickly he picked up the scheme. He's a very sharp kid, and he's a high football IQ kid. He's a high IQ kid in general. But once he kind of got his feet wet and started getting comfortable and had the opportunity to get out, because he had a little bit of a hammy that held him out early when we first got into the beginning of fall camp. But once he got cleared to go full go, I felt like he elevated everybody around him. His level of speed and intensity and physicality that he was playing with and making plays on the ball, everybody else was like, oh man, this dude's big time. He's real, and if we're going to be able to take reps from him, we better elevate our game. So I felt like he came in and made everybody better. And but every one of those guys is different. Their skill sets are different. I think they all complement each other very well, which is good for us because they're all going to play a ton.
When it comes to your own CV and then coming from a great high school coaching career and then into the college game. What are the differences that you see in like the players or the attitudes, and obviously not just the talent level, but like the attention to detail between like the high school game here in Arizona versus being here at ASU?
Yeah, I mean, listen, we had some really good players over the years that were there, that were pros, that approached it the right way and did it. This is different. This is a job. It's a business, you know. And as much as we've really grown as a family, you know, the reality is it's you know, it's like the NFL. You know, they call it not for long, because if you don't do your job, if you don't show up and do the things you're supposed to do, you don't stick around long. And you know, college football is similar. It's not quite as extreme, but it's similar. Like, you have to be prepared, you have to be dialed in, you have to show up and get it done. And I think the hard thing is not getting guys that do that, because guys at this level, if you don't love football, you just won't last. There's just the commitment to the grind is just way too much. You can't be a casual Division I college football player. Like, you have to be all in. So I think for us, there's more emphasis on taking these guys that really are starting to take on the mentality of being a professional and getting them to buy in to be a part of something bigger than themselves. You know, being a part of a you know, a university that has rich history and tradition, and taking pride in being Sun Devils and growing together as a family. And I think that's what's been most impressive about this team, is them putting some of those individual things aside and really buying into being a team and being a unit. And some of the things that, you know, for me as a former high school coach, was what made us the most successful, is having that brotherhood. And I feel like this team specifically has really bought into that. And that's what's exciting, is they're all professionals. They're all about their craft and all about their business, but they're buying into the guys around them and playing for the guy next to them. And that's been fun to be a part of that.
And for you, being an ASU alum as well, when you were asked to join the program, join the staff, how was it for you buying into what like Coach Dillingham was pushing, or what Coach Arroyo has been pushing to you and all that kind of stuff, and kind of being a part of the coaching staff family?
Yeah, I mean, when something means everything to you, it's not hard to go all in on it, you know. And my dad coached here, my mom was a cheerleader here, I graduated from here, my wife graduated from here, I grew up coming to games, like, so this wasn't hard for me to buy into. And then, you know, obviously the previous relationship I had with Coach Dillingham, you know, the relationship I had with Coach Iguano, with Coach Regal, you know, a lot of the guys on the staff I knew. Coach Coop used to come and recruit my school, Coach Ward used to come and recruit my school, so I knew a lot of these guys. So just knowing that everybody came here for a similar reason, because we believe in this place, what this place is capable of being, and we're, you know, want to roll up our sleeves and do whatever it takes to get there. And that's what's exciting. And so it wasn't hard for me to buy into it. It was, you know, it was a dream come true to get this opportunity, not only to make the jump to the college level, but more specifically to be here at Arizona State with the right people. And I think that was the biggest thing for me, is the group of people that I came in with is what really made it special.
With week 1 being next week, what is the biggest thing for you that you're most excited to see on Saturday next week?
Just compete, man. I mean, it's like, get out there. We've been working hard all through winter, all through, you know, spring ball, all through fall camp, grinding in the summer PRPs. Like, there's been a ton of work that's been put in over the course of the last 9 months. And now it's just like, let's go. Everything that we've been grinding for, it's payday now, right? You've been putting all these checks in the bank, and now it's time to cash it. It's payday. And so, you know, I know our team's getting excited. I was getting some texts from guys last night, you know, and that's what you want. You want guys that we shouldn't get to this point and be tired and be burned out. We should get to this point and be fired up and be excited. And I feel like right now we've got some good juice to get the season started. We just want to go line up against somebody else wearing an ugly jersey and see what we got.
Thanks, Coach.